Hey y'all, what's up? Hope you like the lashes. I just woke up in the mood to put them on. I don't know. But today I'm going to be talking about how I know and not think that football is way, way better than basketball. Now I know you're probably thinking weren't you just trashing the NFL 7 days ago and talking about how you're so glad the season's over? I'm glad that this 2023-2024 season of the NFL is over. Yes, I was. And I stand on everything I said, regardless of how y'all was acting in the comments. I mean, oh my goodness, some of y'all was brutal. Before I move on any further, I want to really address the Kansas City shooting. Last week, I know I struck a lot of nerves talking about the NFL and primarily the Chiefs. But at the end of the day, y'all, it's just a game. It's just a game. For somebody to go out there and ruin the celebratory moment that the Chiefs were having and traumatize all those people and all those children, that's disgusting. I mean, come on. It doesn't make sense why people just can't, at the end of the day, get along, regardless of how you feel, your opinion, what you believe in. What are you going to get out of that by having a shooting and killing people? And my heart really goes out to the family of Miss Lisa Lopez Gallivan. She was 43 years old and a mother, and she lost her life at that event because somebody wanted to be stupid and start shooting. She lost her life, along with 21 people that were injured, wounded, and half of those 21 people that got injured were children. They were kids. Are you kidding? Okay, so deep breath. Enough of the sad, heavy stuff. We're gonna get right into this video because I have a lot to say about why I know football is way, 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 way better than basketball. So with the NFL season just ending and the NBA All-Star games just starting last night, the timing of this video is just chef's kiss. I could not come on here at a better time to compare the NFL to the NBA because it's landslide. I'm sorry, it's landslide. I'm getting ready to get into why. So the first reason is because probably the most obvious one is that the NFL is simply more thrilling. Football is just more thrilling than basketball. It just is. You can't argue with that point. The ratings of the NFL is 10 times higher than the NBA. On Christmas, the NBA doesn't stand a chance. The ratings wise, NBA doesn't stand a chance. Nobody's watching basketball. No, it's not gonna happen. People are watching football, especially on Christmas and during that part of the year. It just, basketball doesn't hold any weight at all. So the highest ratings of just one game this past Christmas 2023, was 29.2 million people watching. And that was the Chiefs and Raiders game. And by the way, the Chiefs lost that game. But, and the NFL has 3 games going on during Christmas, and the NBA has 5 games, if I'm not mistaken, and 29.2 million was just one game. The NBA has, if I'm not mistaken, 17.2 million people watching combined, all 5 games. And I don't even think that's right because I added it up and I got 14.36 million people. That is still landslide territory. Way more people watching the NFL. And that was just one game off the Chiefs and Raiders versus the 17.2 million combined out of all the 5 games. Come on. It's just it's just more thrilling. When football is on versus basketball, nobody's going to care about basketball. It's just not going to happen. Even if you like basketball more, you're probably not going to have that many people in the room that's going to want to watch basketball over football. So you're going to lose that battle every single time unless you're sitting on the remote, maybe. And you still might lose because nobody wants to watch basketball. It's just not as thrilling as football. It's so many things and aspects that go into why football is just simply more thrilling. So the NFL dominates the NBA in ratings just as a whole. It just doesn't compare. It does not compare. So another reason why football is just better is because the way the season and the scheduling is structured. All of that is very important because in the NFL, from week 1 all the way to week 18, every single game matters every single game. Like it doesn't even if it's not your team. Like sometimes when you watch other teams that are in your division and you need them to win or you need them to lose or whatever the case may be, it matters. The NBA, they have so many games. Like they have games like every freaking 2 days. So because there's so many games, the significance of the games don't really hold that much weight. Like if you lose a game in NBA, it's almost you can't really care that much because you have another one in like 48 hours. And because it's so many, like the effects of losing one or winning one doesn't really change that much. You lose or you win in football, oh, it's going to change a lot, especially when we're getting like right around the corner of the playoffs. In seedings, that matters, which is why the Cowboys and Lions game was so important, because that had everything to do with playoff seeding, So even if you don't care about the Cowboys or you don't care about the Lions, when you're watching that and you know that it's a playoff seed on the line, you can't help but just get thrilled, like I said in the last reason. So the scheduling and the way the season is structured and who your opponents are when you play is so important. And the way that it's structured in NFL is just it grabs your attention more than it does in NBA, because the NBA really isn't fun to watch until you get to the playoffs and when the games are actually back to back 1 point from each other, and that's when it's good. Like the NBA can get thrilling, but it's only at that part. The NFL football is always from the second it starts to the second it's over. Honestly, it is. Another reason why football is way, 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 way better than basketball is because the way the game is played. Football is way more aggressive than basketball, and not because it's not like that I like watching people beat each other up, but it's just, I don't know, watching basketball, like when they do one little thing, they blow the whistle and then they're at the free throw line, and I'm just like, can we get the game going? I know you can kind of say the same thing about football a little bit. You have your calls that are like unnecessary roughness and you can't do that. And the NFL is starting to get soft with their rules, but it's still way more aggressive even with all the rules. And so, and you get like your yards, 5 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards, and that I guess can kind of compare to the free throws. But still, it's just like, I feel like I'm watching a tickle fight when I'm watching basketball. Like I feel like I'm watching a tickle fight. I'm just like, what is this? This is not like, can you hit somebody? You know what I mean? Like hit somebody. And that's what you get to see. That's what you get out of football. You don't get that out of basketball. And if that's your cup of tea, that's fine. But as football is more aggressive, and that's just what makes it better. It's more the way the game is played. It's more just hands-on. It's more like, yeah, rah, rah, rah. And then you remember, if you watch The Office, that episode of The Office, in the first season, I think, one of the first, 5 episodes, Michael was like, football is more like, bam, 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 rock and roll. And then basketball is more like jazz, Like, he really had a good point. Now, it doesn't really necessarily mean one is better than the other. Of course, if you can't tell by now, I'm not actually being serious. You can't really be better. It's just what I like, my biased opinion. But, yeah, he really was making a point. Like, if you like more rock and roll, if you like more jazz, then, that's what is gonna thrill you more. I guess if you like that, then you'll pick that. If you like this, then you'll pick that. And me, I like the aggressiveness. I like the physicality of it. And is that a word? Physicality? But whatever. And that's why I just like NFL better, and football as a whole is better. The last and final and probably the most important reason why I know that football is better than basketball is because I said so. No, I'm just kidding. Like I said, this is my biased opinion. Honestly, it's just that basketball or NBA is not my cup of tea, especially because the season starts at the end of October. Who's watching that? We're in the thick of it in the NFL, and really the thick of it is more kind of December, January. But like I said, everything matters from week 1 all the way to week 18. You don't want to miss a thing. And I'm not watching basketball. It's not going to happen. If you like basketball, that's cool. But yeah, I don't know. The season is super, super long. And I know I kind of said that I wish that the NFL season was longer, but trust me, I understand why it isn't. I don't think that America can handle a long football season because it's already, it raises people's blood pressure as it is. So, but yeah, I will say, however, that college basketball, Yes, I love me some college basketball. I don't love it more than football, but college basketball, like, because I live in North Carolina, Duke and Carolina is a very, 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 like, cutthroat rivalry. And we all get, when March Madness comes around and March Madness is getting ready to come around, we all get so excited because it's everything. Like, March Madness, college basketball is so fun to watch. And another thing I will give basketball is that the being there is fun. I mean, of course, going to a football game is way like, whoo. Like, when I went to Seattle, man, I cannot, like, trade or buy that experience anywhere else. It was one of a kind. But, you know, like, I love the way that a basketball game just kind of, like, the music is good, the games they play are fun, and, you know, the atmosphere is just really fun. And I guess because the sport itself is kind of boring, they have to make it fun somewhere else. But yeah, that's just my biased opinion, and I just like football better. And if you like basketball better, that's cool. But over here, I'm yawning. I'm sorry, I'm just yawning. It's not. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I feel like comparing, like, the NFL to the NBA is like comparing apples to oranges. I know maybe y'all might be confused if you watched my video last week, like she was just trashing the NFL and now she's talking good about it. At the end of the day, I love football. I'm very passionate about it. And so the fact that I said what I said and I stand on what I said just really shows that I'm passionate about it, because the NFL has some issues that they need to iron out. They seriously do. I can't say the same about the NBA because I don't really watch it like that unless it's the playoffs, because that's the only time it's really worth watching, if you ask me. But yeah, I said what I said, and I really meant what I meant in my last video, regardless of how y'all was showing out in my comments, showing out. I mean, dang. But hey, thank you for the views and the attention, because I don't talk about sports on this channel. Maybe I should start, because clearly I found my audience. Like, hello and thank you and welcome, because I love talking. Well, I love primarily football. I can't really talk about all sports if I really only like football. And since the NFL season is over, then I don't know. I just cannot believe that video did as well as it did. It didn't like blow up or go viral, but if you can compare what I usually talk about to last week, it was a landslide in views. Maybe I should just start ranting about topics in general. Who knows? We'll see where this goes. Let me know down in the comments what y'all want, because y'all seem to not have an issue talking in the comments last week. So I guess keep the same energy, keep it running. Hey, I'm here for it. Yeah, but I will see y'all next week with another sports topic or another rant. We'll see. Just let me know. But bye.